we are happy to welcome for the next session Srimati Nandini Ramani. Srimati Nandini Ramani is the daughter of the illustrious Sanskrit scholar Padma Bhushan Dr. V. Raghavan and has been groomed for the age of 5 by the legendary T. Bala Saraswati and her close associate Natwanar K. Ganeshan in an unbroken chain of association up to 1984 to 1987 respectively. Srimati Nandini is a senior torch-bearer of the Bala tradition both as performer and teacher and carries forward the Natya Sampradaya over the decades. In Carnatic vocal music, Srimati Nandini has been trained by Professor B. Krishnamurthy and Vidushi Srimati T. Mukta. Srimati Nandini is a well-known teacher and resource person, most sought after by the dancers of various disciplines at her own center set up in the name of her renowned father. Her performances and lectums, some of which presented along with her father, Dr. V. Raghavan, have received wide acclaim from stalwarts in the field of music and dance, scholars and critics. She continues to teach and train students both from India and abroad in the firm discipline of her own chosen dance tradition. She was recognized for her commitments to the cause of fine arts by being elected for prestigious positions like the Secretaryship of the Madras Music Academy, Executive Board Membership of the Central Sangeet Natak Academy, New Delhi, Expert Membership in the Ministry of Culture, Expert Membership of the Central Dance Audition Board, INB Ministry, New Delhi. Among her multifaceted accomplishments, Srimati Nandini Ramani became widely appreciated for her committed work as dance writer for the columns of the Hindu newspaper for several years. She is regarded as the most communicative art critic and is a senior associate of the renowned music and dance magazine Shruti in Chennai. She has been involving herself in the last 2 decades in academic work by engaging herself earlier in the Music Academy in publishing original manuscripts and journals, and later at her own center bringing out her father's unpublished works apart from her own writings. Please welcome Srimati Nandini Ramani.
Namaskaram to all the eminent Vidwans, Natyacharyas, Vidushis, students, Rasikas and friends. At the outset, I would like to first thank my dear friend Srimati Priyadarshini Govind, Director, Kalakshetra Foundation, for inviting me for this unique festival on Banis. I thank her and I wish her many, many more endeavors like this at this great institution. I wish her all success. Before I start, I would like to introduce first my accompanists. Sri G. Balaji, nephew of Srimati T. Muktama, on the vocals. Sri M. Venkatakrishnan, disciple of the Dhananjayans, for Nattuvangam. And Sri K. R. Venkata Subramanian, disciple of Sri Thiruvarur Bhaktavatslam, on the percussion. I will be very briefly touching upon various features of the Bani relating to Nritta and Abhinaya aspects. Kandapa's Bani. Kandapa, the guru of, teacher of Srimati T. Balasaraswati, my respected teacher, and father of my another teacher, Sri K. Ganeshan, Kandapa's only son and very illustrious Nattuvanar himself. Kandapa's Bani is based on rigorous Nritta underlined with impeccable Laya orientation and enriched with musicality, which in turn underlined the Abhinaya elements and their expansions. Balasaraswati, my teacher, along with her close associate K. Ganeshan, Nattuvanar, kept up the Kandapa Bani with utmost sincerity and quality. While Ganeshan taught all the Nritta items and conducted my performances, Balasaraswati taught only Abhinaya. Though Balasaraswati was always spoken of for her Abhinaya skill, she was actually equally well known as a brilliant performer of Nritta right from her early age. I'm sure some of the great media personalities here might be aware that even in 1938, in the magazine called Sound and Shadow, Dr. Raghavan wrote about Bala saying that this was an excellent performance of Nritta and the young girl has to improve on her Abhinaya. Not only Bala adhered to the Margam presentation until her last, but also never ever diluted or digressed from execution of even a single Adavu or Nritta segment that Kandapa taught her. All her life she danced the Margam, and Abhinaya was part of that developing and reaching a pinnacle only after her middle age. The crucial factor in the upholding of a Bani is to remain within the territory of one chosen Natya Sampradaya. If that is so, then I'm happy that I have remained under one such great discipline following the Kandapa Balasaraswati Ganeshan technique. I feel blessed to have had an excellent Nritta and Abhinaya teachers who set very high and aesthetic standards. Balasaraswati, the legend, and Ganeshan, the illustrious Nattuvanar, led me into the realms of this art form. I bowed to them. I was fortunate to be trained in the twin aspects of Nritta and Abhinaya, both under one roof. And through that I have realized the need to see this Bani in totality, thereby to sustain the stamp throughout my dance career that started in 1955. I'll touch upon the salient features of Nritta and Kandapa Ganeshan's tradition without going into item-wise analysis, as I wish to go through a quick journey through the different segments of Nritta and Abhinaya, their musical and Laya connectivity, and their orientation through presentation of certain excerpts. In this Bani, Adavus are set to swaras that cling to the musical structure, blending the pauses and movements appropriately. Traditional approach of the 5 Jati Tirmanams, as we call it, the Trikalam with one pervading Sholle, sometimes with Tishram in between, Chatushram, the beginning setup for the Trikala Jati, being the universal beat, then Tishram one beat less from 4. And then Mishram combining 4 and 3. Then Mishram and Tishram combined, which makes it 10, but divided by 2 is Khandam, split. And then Sankirnam, 9. This pattern is adopted in Kandapa's Bani, whether it is Jatiswaram during the Pallavi Vinyasam or in the Purvardha of the Varnam, by finishing all the 5 jatis before the Muktai, and in the Tillana, the 5 jatis along with the respective Tattamettis in prefixed repetitions. The Edupu or the commencement of every jati is at different places of the Tala setup and ends with the Sama. This mode applies to all the Nritta items, especially in the Varnam. Every jati recitation is accompanied with the musical rendering of the corresponding Sahitya, a unique feature in Kandapa's Bani, which until it arrives on Sama poses a great challenge to the conductor, vocalist, percussionist and the dancer, as all have to arrive uniformly. This also underlines the fact that music plays the integral part even in filling up the laya sequences. So at no time the singing is left off while conducting the jati or the dancer demonstrating the jati pattern. Development of Abhinaya. I'm just going in the order of the Margam. Shabdam has the first very item where we see the Abhinaya element. Simple hands, right-left concept. The first meaning is to be conveyed through at least two hands delineations, starting from the right and starting from the left. Bala would say, first make the audience understand what you are doing. The padartha is important. Then comes the elaboration, the vakyartha. And herein the ideas are limited, measured. There is no dramatization or role reversal. For example, the Sarasijakshudu Shabdam, when the gopis are taking a bath and Krishna is there watching from the above. There is actually not the dramatized version of going from one place to other to show the different characters. It all happens within there. Sancharis are measured and appropriate for that initial item of the Abhinaya. Developing hands for a Varnam is done with great care and attention. Compiling several ideas to describe the lyrical content with continuous activity without snapping the chain of thought. No loose hands, poses or freezing unless the description needs such a stance. All hands depictions are networked smoothly with spontaneity while maintaining the innate grace and beauty of the hands of the Abhinaya Hasta. Manodharma and musical connectivity are crucial factors that ensure the incessant flow of Abhinaya Hastas in describing the different ideas. Ideas for improvisations will be developed with aesthetic approach and propriety or auchitya. For example, in Sami Aretuvadi Kamas Varnam, after a few repetitions, the focus will be on Swami and not on decorating the Sakhi and giving her gifts and making her go to the Lord. So the focus even on the deity, the Lord beloved, begins from there, which the heroine describes to her Sakhi, how great is the Lord, and then please go and fetch him. The mundane aspect of gifting and then decorating her, these are all not a matter of main concern in this technique, although it is done in a very subdued manner. To show some of these avoidance of hands like, to show some of these details, the following excerpts are being demonstrated. A Mishra Jati with the accompaniment of the musical line, and a corresponding Sahitya from a Kalyani Varnam of Chinnaya Rupakatalam, describing Mannargudi Rajagopala Swami. Then a Muktai Swara from Mamohilagri to show the interlinking of clinging musical segment and Adavu patterns. This is from Kamas Swarajati of Kadihe Namashivaya Pulavar Mamohilagri. From the same Swarajati, I will also demonstrate a Tattumettu section where the hands are flowing in a smooth manner without great obstruction by the Tattumettus. That is, the Tattumettus are not set in a very, very complicated way. It goes with the singing and also the meaning, where there is some turbulent note of Sahitya, there is Takita, and the others are all Chatushram. So these I will first demonstrate.
Meennu jera vachitira na sa meennu jera vachitira na sa
Nagada
दक्षिण द्वारका वासदर लो नरदात वैकीन 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 दक्षिण द्वारका वासदर
The jati just you saw is a composition made by my teacher Sri K. Ganeshan in the middle of 50s. The Edupu, as I am told, because we are never taught anything during those days, nobody ever revealed anything. All that we could just guess.